Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are going to unpack something that is honestly a pretty chaotic reality for so many kids, the transition into sixth grade in Georgia. And more importantly, we'll explore a real, systemic solution to the shock that often comes right along with it. Okay, let's dive right into this. We're talking about what experts call the sixth grade shock. Just think about the sheer magnitude of the jump a kid makes here. Literally overnight, that cozy, familiar fifth grade environment with one nurturing classroom and one main teacher, it completely shatters. Suddenly, they're juggling 7 different teachers, a super rigid schedule, and, the universal terror of trying to figure out a locker combination for the first time. Add in a hallway packed with total strangers and friend groups reshuffling completely from scratch, and their whole world just turns upside down. It's not just one change. It's a massive pileup of stacked stressors. You've got departmentalized instruction colliding with brand new executive function demands that just totally jump ahead of what they're actually developmentally ready for. And all of this complete social reorganization lands exactly as early adolescence is completely rewiring how these 11-year-olds read themselves and, really, everyone around them. So, what does this all mean? Well, when you stack those stressors up, the psychological data reveals a really sobering fact. It directly links to measurable, undeniable declines in academic performance, their own self-concept, and their overall engagement in the classroom. Spotting the hidden signs of this struggle is absolutely crucial. While a lot of students do eventually find their footing, we really need to look closely at how this struggle actually manifests in those critical first few weeks. The early warning signs are surprisingly subtle, and they often start physically. Think unexplained headaches or stomach aches with absolutely no medical cause. A once confident fifth grader might just stop raising their hand, or they might claim they have no friends, even when they totally do. And then there's the classic organizational collapse. The backpack that looks like a paper tornado hit it. The tragedy here is that well-meaning staff often completely misread things, like a messy binder, as a student simply not caring. But here is a crucial reframing insight that we all need to internalize. Homework avoidance that looks like defiance is actually overwhelm. Let that sink in for a second. When educators and parents understand this, it entirely changes the game for how we support them.
Now, you might be wondering why this distinction matters quite so much. It's because without the proper scaffolding, these are the exact students whose grades will just slip quietly through the fall. Just handing a struggling kid a brand new color-coded binder is definitely not enough scaffolding. The kids who don't get that deeper psychological and organizational support are the ones who silently fall behind while everyone else just moves on.
Which brings us to a really vital question. If these issues are happening so quietly, what actually determines whether a student gets caught before they fall too far? So the crucial point is access speed. These are highly catchable problems, but they are only catchable if districts pair this incredibly turbulent transition period with rapidly accessible mental health support. The deciding factor is literally just whether a concerned teacher's referral reaches a qualified clinician in a matter of days rather than languishing on some community waitlist for weeks or even months. And that leads us to a real systemic solution, the MentalSpace solution for Georgia schools. This operates as a rapid response safety net designed specifically for K-12 students in Georgia. It ensures that when a referral is made, the help is there immediately. This comprehensive infrastructure goes way beyond your basic hotline. MentalSpace provides same-day teletherapy, dedicated therapist teams for specific schools, suicide and violence prevention, and rapid crisis intervention. The whole shebang even extends out to cover staff wellness and family counseling. Accessibility is built right into its foundation. Care is provided by licensed, diverse, and culturally competent therapists. They accept a massive range of insurance, like Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, Aetna, Humana, you name it. And a huge point here, for Medicaid patients, the out-of-pocket cost is exactly $0. Plus, of course, everything remains fully HIPAA and FERPA compliant. And this brilliantly illustrates the real-world impact of that rapid access. The data-backed success rates are massive. Reported outcomes show an 89% improvement in student attendance, a 92% reduction in anxiety, and an 85% rate of family satisfaction. So consider this. Is your district truly prepared for evolving Georgia school mental health legislation? MentalSpace actually supports this preparation, though. Of course, districts should always consult their own counsel on specific statutory obligations. But the big picture question remains. Are your systems genuinely ready to support students when they need it most? To learn more about implementing this safety net, you can visit mentalspaceschool.com or just email mentalspaceschool@chtherapy.com. mentalspace.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. The transition into sixth grade is tough, but you now have a clear, actionable next step to help those rising middle schoolers truly thrive. So what are you going to do to ensure your students don't fall through the cracks?